So today I'm building a new track. I kind of have some basic ideas, but I haven't quite sorted everything out. So you're probably going to get to see a peek into what it's like for my workflow. Honestly, I don't have a workflow. I need to get a workflow. I have a lot of equipment. It's not organized very well, but I have a starting point. At least I know what I have and that. It would be really nice if I could get things in an order where I could go start from, say, one side of the room and work my way around as needed. The biggest trick I have is making Studio One Pro work for me in a way that I don't have to think too much. A lot of my time that I find, and it's probably just a matter of me figuring out some stuff, is when I open up a new project or a new song, nothing wants to. It's like it's not even talking to my interface. But I have a template that I started with when I did have it working. A lot of that had to deal with using my iPad as well in the workflow. And but today I'm doing something different. I'm actually going to be composing a track for a video animation that a friend of mine is doing, just to give me some inspiration on creating something. So I'm going to see if I can get this sorted out. The video isn't done yet. He's still working on it, but he did send me a first draft. I'm not going to show you the video yet because I want to wait till it's finished. But it was enough to show me something to get me moving on what I need to do for my track. So I guess the first place to start is finding a drum sound. So let's start there. We'll figure out a tempo. I will figure out a beat. Most likely it will be very minimalistic. But I'm going to use something that I just recently got, and that is my TR-505. I did have a video up of it that I just got. I did a kind of an unboxing thing. This is an older machine, and I think this came out before the 808 did. So if I'm not mistaken, it's either got PCM sounds or analogs. I think it's PCM sounds. So they're samples, more or less. But this thing has been circuit bent. This right here allows me to hook it up to a breakout box that I got from that came with it. It's from Highly Liquid, and it allows me to manipulate the drum sound. So I think I'm going to start there and see if I can find something that works for me. I already have some ideas for chord progressions, things like that. So let's get started there and see what happens. Okay, so the biggest challenge I have is wires. I don't have patch bays. I don't have a convenient way to route everything and have it all plugged in so that I can just set it up. I do have a shelf over here where I keep all my smaller stuff, all my Volcas, this thing. I have my Chaos pads and my circuit and a couple of effects over there that are small enough to fit on this shelf. Originally had the shelf wired up, but it really it was too cramped and it was hard to work at. So I really just use it as a place to store my small stuff. This desk is not necessarily suited for working in the studio. It's just what I have. I could really use another table, and I could use a place that I needed to do all my power bars and stuff like that and get everything wired up so that I didn't have to keep plugging stuff in and out. And it's kind of a pain in the neck, but I'm going to work with it the way it is because this is what I have. Power. Off on the floor, I know you can't see it, but off on the floor I have a box where I keep all my cabling. So I have to sort through that, find out what I need to use to hook this up to my interface, and then I got to make sure I can get a signal before I do anything. I just ran power, and yeah, here we go. This might work. So I have a signal. So now I have a signal. Let's break out the box. Okay, I'm turning the camera this way because I want to show you something really quick. In case you're wondering why I'm showing I have such a poor workflow, this is kind of a, I guess maybe a call for help to see if I can get some help organizing my studio into a more convenient workflow. I've been doing everything kind of hodgepodge lately, and it's time to make this thing work right. So I'm just kind of showing off some of the do's and don'ts, more of the don'ts than the do's, because you know this is the space that I have to work in, and I've tried organizing it several times, and it gets better and better, but there's still some things missing. If anybody has any advice, feel free to help. I'm not looking for somebody to say, oh, you work in a crap studio or whatever. It is what it is, but any way that I can improvement, if there's something that you see, please feel free to tell me. Never mind the vacuum cleaner, I haven't taken it out of here yet. So anyway, I did want to show you this. That is how I keep my cables. It's not very convenient. I've been wanting to make myself a cable hanger so that I can organize the sizes and the different types, but this is my stack of banana clip cables that I will be using with the breakout box on the TR-505. So let's go back to that. So this is the breakout box that came with my TR-505. It's by Highly Liquid. It was suggested to me that I'd open it up and see what model it is, but there wasn't a model number in there. So I have no idea really. I'm kind of getting some idea what these patch points do and the little knob. But there's still a lot of exploring that I'm planning on doing. So trying to find a decent drum sound might take a little bit, but sometimes I strike gold and I run with it. So we're going to look at that. Simply, I have to hook up the serial port cable to the box. And then there's a serial port connector on the back side of the TR-505. And I believe I'm set. All right. This is not the beat that I'm planning on using, but I'm going to use it to help set my sounds. That seems like a good place to start. Alright, so after a little more tinkering, reading the manual and getting just something basic programmed, and really this is all I'm looking for, just a real basic beat. It's probably going to be smothered in reverb and that, because it's really not meant to be anything super powerful, because this is going to be kind of an ambient bit. So the first part of this is I'm going to have just this real basic, beat. So I'm going to So I'm going to use that. I'm going to go back and do this. I'm going to actually record just a straight pattern, no circuit bending on the breakout box. I just want to get something so that I can layer the two sounds and have a more solid drum beat underneath that affected sound. So I've disabled this track. I'm going to go ahead and so what I'll do here is I'm going to cut myself maybe a 1 or 2 bar loop, layer these sounds up, and then I'll move on to the next part.